Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. Julian here for another Drops episode. These are players that you can consider dropping ahead of Week 11 of the fantasy hockey season. Now before we get started guys, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And I hope you all have a healthy and safe holiday season, and I hope you have a lot of fun as well. Obviously, fantasy is still a thing though during the holidays, so here are some forwards that you can consider dropping. The first guy on the list is Evan Rodriguez. Now, he's not a must drop by any means, but he's not someone that I absolutely love either. He's a really streaky guy. He can go off and score you 4 or 5 points in a game, and then he can go 4 or 5 games in a row without scoring you a single point. The deployment is good though. He's playing on the top line with Barkov and Reinhardt. If you're in a deep league, I'm definitely not dropping Rodriguez, but if you're in a shallower one, like an 8-man, 10-man, there's some other guys on the wire that are maybe having some off nights and you won't have to bench them this week or whatnot, whatever it is, Rodriguez is definitely droppable. Not a must drop, but definitely droppable. Then Johnny Gaudreau of Columbus Blue Jackets, still 55% rostered for some reason. Dude has been terrible, and I've been telling you guys to drop him for a few weeks now, and this week is no different, guys. Johnny Gaudreau doesn't have a particularly good schedule this week, and also, guys, he's not going to turn it around at this point. Teuvo Teravainen is playing on the top power play, as well as the second line with Kotkaniemi and Natchez, but even though he had a really good start to the year, guys, he slowed down quite a bit, and honestly, Teravainen is a waiver in the majority of leagues, so don't hesitate to drop him if you see someone that's catching your eye on the waiver wire, because Teravainen is not going to suddenly explode and be amazing player. It's just not going to happen, so don't worry too much about dropping him if you need to drop him. Once again, not a must drop, but definitely a droppable player. Then Alexis Lafreniere. I see a lot of you guys eating your words now that you guys roasted me for calling him someone that will never do well on the Rangers and whatever it was. Alexis Lafreniere, I think, does need a change of scenery. Clearly, it's not working on the Rangers, and while he did have a couple of hot streaks this year, overall, he hasn't been doing that much, and the deployment is really good, playing with Panarin and Trocheck. So clearly, something here is wrong, and he's a drop right now in fantasy. And finally, Alex Kerfoot wasn't added in my last week waiver wire video because the dude was just insanely hot, but he seems to have cooled down now, and Kerfoot's not someone that you need to be keeping around on your team. In terms of defensemen, guys, the first one I have on the list is Chris Letang, and don't freak out at me. He's not a must drop or anything like that, but Letang has not been particularly good this year. And even though he's still scoring points every 2 to 3 games or so and putting okay peripherals, he's not someone that I liked a lot at the beginning of the year, and he's still not someone I like a lot now. He's not getting top power play time. But obviously, guys, if you're in a super deep league, there's definitely no defenseman that's better available on the waiver wire, so you're going to hang on to him. But if you're in an 8-man, even a 10-man league, there's probably a better defenseman on the wire. Again, if there's not, hang on to him. But if there's someone out there that's doing better than Letang, it's probably worth grabbing him instead. The next guy on this list is Aaron Ekblad of the Florida Panthers, and he's definitely a guy I don't mind dropping, even more so than Chris Letang. He's someone that is a waiver. Last year, he had a very, very bad season. This year, he's still not getting top power play time, not putting up that great of numbers, and now he's injured. So obviously, if you have IR space, throw him on an IR plus spot. Don't drop him. But if there's someone that's on the waiver wire that's kind of catching your eye and you want to add them, and Ekblad is stopping you from doing so, please don't let Ekblad stop you from doing so. I don't think he has a whole lot of value this year. Tyson Barrie, I don't know how he's still owned in 50% of the league. It's absolutely boggling my mind because he's been abysmal this year, been healthy scratched a lot of times, and just isn't a good fantasy player right now. He needs to be dropped. He is a must drop. Adam Larson of the Seattle Kraken had a great year last year with some really good peripherals and was putting up points fairly frequently. Points are not coming anymore, and the peripherals, honestly, not that great right now. He's droppable, even though the Kraken have a good off-night schedule this week. And Bowen Byram of the Colorado Avalanche is someone who's super streaky. If he doesn't score a point for you, he's going to be a total bust in your lineup for any given night because the peripherals are not there for Bowen Byram. And that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. Thanks for watching all the way through. I want to wish you all a happy and healthy holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.